What's the coldest thing you've ever said to shut down your toxic parent? I just bought my first house last year. Nothing fancy. 3 bedrooms, tiny kitchen, needed a few paint touch-ups, but it was mine. After growing up in a house where my dad yelled about everything from a dirty fork to breathing too loud, owning my own place felt like I finally cracked the code to freedom. My wife, Emma, suggested we invite my parents over for dinner. Maybe it'll be different now, she said while bouncing our 6-month-old son, Tyler. You're a homeowner, a dad. Maybe he'll respect that. God, I wish I believed that. They showed up late. Of course, Dad didn't knock, just pushed the door open like it was still his house and immediately sneered, Jesus, what's that smell? Something die in here? It was the new carpet, still airing out, but he sniffed around like he'd stepped into a landfill, didn't even take off his shoes. Before he sat down, he'd already pointed out the uneven paint near the ceiling, said my furniture looked like a garage sale exploded, and snorted when I told him what I paid for the place. You got ripped, he laughed. Mom stood off to the side, sipping her wine in silence, like always, never stopping him, never defending anyone, just watching it all like she wasn't part of the movie. At dinner, he picked at the chicken and loudly complained it was dry. Emma had spent 3 hours on it. He cracked jokes about the baby food I'd prepped for Tyler, asking if I planned to dress him in a tutu next. You're gonna raise that boy soft, he said, already babying him like he's some kind of princess. Emma gave me that don't start anything look, so I swallowed it, changed the subject, talked about work, weather, football, anything but him. Later, I was in the nursery changing Tyler's diaper. He was fussing, and I was using that soft dad voice, telling him it was okay, doing the little goofy faces we always do. I didn't even hear Dad walk in. He leaned on the doorway and scoffed. You're pathetic. Talking to him like he's some delicate flower. You were always weak growing up. Don't pass that crap on to him. Kid's gonna be a total, and that's when it clicked. Not anger, not sadness, just clarity. I picked up Tyler and walked past him, straight into the living room where Emma and my mom sat. Dad followed, still talking like he expected me to take it. Instead, I turned and said calmly, don't worry about how I raise my kids. He smirked, good. Maybe you'll actually, I cut him off, because I'm not raising them the way you raised me. That wiped the smirk off his face. What's that supposed to mean? He said. I looked him right in the eyes, didn't yell, didn't flinch. It means my kids will never think I hate them. They'll never sit in their rooms at night hoping I don't come home drunk. They'll never lie to their teachers about bruises, and they'll never feel safer with a stranger than they do in their own house. Silence. Total silence. Mom's wine glass froze midair. Emma looked at me like she couldn't breathe. Tyler cooed like he didn't know he was sitting in the middle of an emotional nuclear bomb. Dad's face went white, then red. His mouth opened like he had a comeback, locked and loaded, but nothing came out. I adjusted Tyler in my arms and added, you can finish your dinner if you want, but after tonight, don't come back here until you figure out how to act like a decent human being. Then I turned and walked back to the nursery, closed the door, and sat down with my son like nothing had happened. 10 minutes later, I heard the front door open and close. When I came out, they were gone. Emma was at the sink, hands shaking over the dishes. Holy shit, she whispered. I can't believe you said that. Me neither. That was 2 years ago. We have a daughter now, Lily. She's 8 months old and has the biggest gummy smile you've ever seen. My dad has never met her. No calls, no texts, no surprise show-ups, and we're doing just fine without him.